Good afternoon, everyone. It's Mystic Mama with Divine Healing. I'm here, and normally you see my hands, and so I'm a little uncomfortable because here's my face, but I am not going to do a reading right now because I think I need to share some information with you. I am a twin flame specialist. I've been on my twin flame journey for 6 years now, and for 2 of those years, I didn't know what was going on. And it wasn't until I decided to seek psychiatric counsel was when I really found out what twin flames were. So I attract twin flames on my journey. I have found that I attract twin flames, and the twin flames that I do attract do not know that they are twin flames until after they come into connection with me, and they have been enlightened and awakened to proceed on their own journeys. So this is a gift that I have been blessed, and I love it. My personal background is education and in the mental health field. And I have taken those years, those careers that I've been involved in, taking that experience and along with my intuition, and I've always been an empath, and I've always had a knowing about people, about their character. There have been things that have happened with my children that I would not let them follow through with because I had a feeling. So once I began my twin flame journey, I did awaken to all my gifts of divination, and I've been on this journey, as I said, for 6 years, 4 of it knowing. And in the past year, in the past 2 years, actually, I have been active in my ascension and working and done my healing work that comes forth. So when I meet people in my readings, and I do determine that they're twin flames in a reading, now I can't actually tell you if you are a twin flame. The person that can tell you that you are a twin flame is you, okay? Now, I often say that cards don't lie. People do. The energy doesn't lie. Energy never dies, it transfers. So I allow people to, when I do their readings, I allow them, of course, to shuffle their decks. Because I am here on YouTube, I am on TikTok, but I just got started here on YouTube back in October. And I've actually been, Mystic Mama has actually been professionally doing readings for the past year. I have decided to come and share my gift and share just some solace, some understanding about this twin flame journey. It's not, if someone had told me what this journey was about before I found out what it's about and told me what I was going to be going through, would I have raised my hand? No. I would not have. Now that I am on this journey, would I change my journey? No, not for anything on earth. I love this journey. I love who I have become by being on this journey. And that's what I'm here with Mystic Mama Divine Healing. It's a divine healing. I healed. And so I want to share because I get distracted. I talk a lot, I get distracted, but I did write myself a little bit of something and I'm getting off of it already. But when I run in, I attract twin flames. I share with them that, I can't tell you that you're a twin flame, but I can tell you that from what I'm seeing, there's a possibility. So then I send them, when they do part ways, when we do part ways, I do share with them. There is a certain energy that I have found that when I do meet people who are twin flames and do not realize they're on twin flames, when I start sharing with them, I start sharing with them in a differently mode than I would with someone I'm doing a regular reading with. I have just noticed that actually this week, last week I noticed that I prepare myself a bit differently, not even knowing that the person that I'm about to read is a twin flame. And I have a generally thing like, let me find out you a twin flame when I start looking at the cards. And also that's another clue because every time I've said that, the person's been a twin flame. So that person, they ask me, well, they don't know what a twin flame is. Clue number 1 right there. You're on your twin flame journey before you find out that you're a twin flame. So if you know of the twin flame phenomenon and then you're out seeking your twin flame, well, unfortunately, that is one of the real telltale signs that you are a twin flame, is that you don't know anything about it. I had never heard of it, like I said, and the people that I share with that are on twin flame journeys and have discovered and have on their walk and ascending and, you know, kicking asses and taking names, they had no clue who they were, what a twin flame was. They just knew they were in the craziest romantic relationship and they couldn't get past it. So we're going to go with, I'm going to share a little bit. So if you are on a twin flame journey, I want you to know that you're on a twin flame journey. I'm doing 15-minute $15 readings. We can get some, 15 minutes. I can definitely pick it up. But then again, I'm going to share that you'll have to research it. Let's see. Where are we at? Signs of the twin flame. Okay. I had all this stuff that I wrote about myself. I don't even know, but I think it'll come up. I'm just kind of all over the place sometimes and a little bit nervous because you get to see me instead of just my hands. So signs of the twin flame. One of the first things, signs of twin flames. Now, these are not set in stone. People have had different experiences with finding and how they found out that they were a twin. So this may or may not resonate with you, but of the things that I'm getting ready to say, if they are resonating with you and you don't know if you're a twin flame or not, start doing some research on twin flames. Okay, just do your research on twin flames and your soul, your spirit will resonate. The fact that you're a viewer, that your spiritual awakening process. I mean, people just don't jump on YouTube's, okay, and start looking at tarot readings. It doesn't happen like that. There's a catalyst to that. So when you meet your twin flame, there is recognizing, because what this is, twin flames are way back in the beginning of time. This is a soul contract that you created between you, your person, and God. I will tell people, and I'll always say it, that there's no other force more powerful on earth than a twin flame, because the agreement was made with twin flames and God. There was nobody else there. So there is an aspect to this journey that is mind-boggling and mind-blowing. The aspect, the way that you can begin to manifest and create your life, what it is that you want your life to look like, is going to be mind-blowing. This is the most humbling, the most exhilarating experience I've ever had before in my life. And you can see from the gray hair, I've had some experience. So, I don't know if you like old movies or books, but Emily Bronte wrote Wuthering Heights. I believe that's the one. And whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. You recognize when you see your twin that there's something instantly. There's you look into their eyes and your souls recognize each other before you even recognize. There's a connection with the eyes, okay? When I met my twin flame, he had been around forever. I had never paid any attention to him. I had never, if you ask me, I'd never even seen him. He had seen me, but when I met him, for the first time, when the reuniting came, because we've always been united, we've just been separated, okay? And this has been lifetimes, previous lifetimes, this lifetimes, future lifetimes. This is a soul contract that you will always meet each other, maybe not in every lifetime. I don't know exactly what your contract could possibly be, but I know my twin, I am to meet in every lifetime until we get that contract completed, okay? So you see each other, you recognize each other with looking in each other's eyes. Your souls will recognize each other. Now, the recognition is from the feeling that's generated not by what the person looked like. So that's how it ends up where could be different religions, different races, same sexes, age differences. Did I say religious differences? Anything that society uses to separate us as individuals can be a barrier to your twin flame and your relationship. My barrier with my twin flame, other than lifestyle, philosophy of life, is age. There's a vast difference between our age, but when we meet each other's eyes, that difference isn't felt. When we're in each other's presence, that difference isn't there. I always want to change my hair because it's gray, and one of the reasons I love my plane so much, because when I suggested that I do that, his response, and he wasn't being, he was just being who he is, to say, why would you change anything about you? Because twin flames accept each other for who they are. There is an unconditional love that you can't receive from any other individual on earth. I'm talking family, I'm talking other romantic relationships, because unconditional, there is always a condition in people's love. But with the twin flames, there is no conditions. And it's learning that and living that is the journey. It's also what makes the journey kind of tough. So there, the age, race, class, if you will, financial differences. Anything that society will cause us to separate, but it doesn't change. It could cause challenging issues, but it does not change the connection. It does not matter that there is a difference of 15 years or so. It doesn't matter that this person is Caucasian from this particular financial stratosphere, and the person could be a Hispanic from another financial dimension. It does not matter, because it's kind of like, even with Romeo and Juliet, even though they weren't age differences, there were so many challenges to that connection. Okay, but your twin flame is a mirror reflection of your soul. Okay, they are a mirror reflection. Now, when you're looking at a mirror, you're looking straight into it, but it is the opposite, okay? Even though you're looking at that mirror, it's the opposite. So it looks exactly the same, but on the other side, your twin's on the other side of the mirror. And so there is that balance that you could bring between the two of you. My twin and I, we never disagree. We disagree when it comes to ego issues, when it comes to the challenging aspects of the relationship. There can be disagreements, but as for philosophy, there's no disagreement. For understanding each other, understanding where other people don't understand, there is no disagreement. We feel the same. It's weird. We feel the same. We have mirrored, even though we are ages apart. There is a connection of things that have happened in my life that mirror in his life, even though we were nowhere near. The connection of our parental issues and lineage. They mirror each other. Trauma issues mirror each other. There is a physical aspect, like we could actually even be kind of related sometimes. We mirror each other. We complement each other. When people have seen us, there have been, could be old enough to be his mother, yes, but that's not what people see. People ask if we're married. They ask, is that your man? And it's just the way we banter back and forth with each other. There is a connect that is spiritual. He's my twin, and So the problems that occur in our relationship do not occur because of anything that is causing friction between us. It is the fact that people are operating out of their ego and not out of their heart, or too much, they're in their mind and their ego, and not allow and afraid of taking a leap of faith of whatever it's, of knowing that this relationship is here. I mean, it's mind-boggling to recognize that you're in some contract that you made with God and my soul at the beginning of the time. Really? But like I said, I've been on the journey for 6 years, and when I tell you about signs and synchronicities, when I could just sit here for hours and blow your mind. It got to the point where I would say, what are the odds that this one, what are the odds? I got to the point where I said it so much, and then his response, because he's on the journey with me, he sees it as well. No, yo, that's crazy. But yeah. And a long time ago, 4 years ago, when I, like I said, I thought I was losing my mind, and I was getting ready to go see a psychiatrist, and I found out about this journey. So of course I started bombarding him. Not right away. I chewed on it a bit, but then I did share with him what I felt and the information I had found. And he was like, no. Mm-mm. He said, we ain't no soulmates. We ain't no twin flames. We ain't none of that what you talking. And I said, yes, we are. Like, no, we're not. No, we're not. So, and occasionally now, there are times, because we are in communication right now, we are not. And I'll get to that later. But I have changed the cycle, because these will be cycles. So coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out, until one of you decides to seriously end that cycle and set boundaries. And so that's what I have done. And he mirrors me. We're both doing the same thing. This journey is not, it is destined, but it's not, we all have our free will. And no one is telling you have to be on this journey, but you do have to learn how to maneuver yourself on the journey. So the twins are also like a yin and yang, if that will help you understand a little bit more. The yin and yang, the circle, and they fit perfectly, and they're opposite but they're the same. Like the mirror is opposite but it's the same. Twin flames are yin and yang. To the yin, and when they come together, they're not even perfect. They're very different, but they're the same. But that's how we're supposed to be. When we come together, when we reunite with our twin, we are whole, but we're not the same. So then I'm going to get just a little bit deeper, but we're just going to go with the yin and the yang right now, because the yin is the negative to the yang's positive. The yin is the feminine, and the yang is the masculine. Therefore, the feminine is more passive, as the masculine is active. The feminine works with intuition, where that masculine works with logic. So where the feminine is working out of her heart, the masculine is working out of his mind. And sometimes that clashes, because the masculine, even though he is intuitive, all the gifts that you have are all the gifts and attributes that he has. However, this is where his strength is. This is where your strength is. And we actually balance this, because we all hold male and female energy within us, and when we balance the yin and the yang within us is when we learn that unconditional love, and therefore can spread and share it with your masculine. But so while the feminine is in the intuitive side, the masculine is logical. There's the dark for the feminine, there is light for the masculine. There's cold, feminine, hot for the masculine, soft, hard for the masculine, slow for the feminine, fast. And the feminine, and you are tarot card viewers, so you know that the moon depicts the divine feminine and the sun depicts the masculine. Now, those energies can be intersex changeable. I have just recently, the newest divine feminine that is I've welcomed to the Divine Healing Gang happens to be a male, who is definitely 100% male. He is a king, but his energy is divine feminine, and his masculine is definitely 100% a queen. But their energies are shifted, okay? It's not, same sex, interracial, whatever. You never know, but we never know. Like I said, I didn't know this gentleman was a twin flame. And then not only is it a twin flame, he's divine feminine, who is 100% in his masculine energy, but how he communicates, where he comes from, his intuition, he communicates as the divine feminine from his heart space. And logically, on the other side, which is not logic, because sometimes people are in distorted energy, and we'll get to that. And that's why this channel is here, so that you can find people who have gone through things just like you have, okay? Just like you have, and sometimes really bad things can happen to really good people from their own divine masculine or divine feminine. So that's why I always encourage that you don't accept behavior, don't accept abuse, don't accept emotional abuse, physical abuse, any type of abuse. That's not your masculine. And if it is your masculine or your feminine, they are in their distorted energy, and you have to protect yourself. And please, by no means do not reach out for relationships that will cause you detriment, nor stay in a relationship that will cause you physical harm or emotional harm, okay? That's not a twin flame, okay, at all. Twin flames, that's not what this is about. But the first sign, we're going to some signs right now, so that you recognize in each other's eyes there is an intense attraction that you've never felt with anyone before. I mean, this is like crazy. Why do I feel this way about this person? Why am I drawn to this person that way? And it continues and it grows until it consumes you. It gets so heavy that somebody or both of you are going to run. The emotion is, so full. And then, my masculine is famous for, like, I don't do no feelings and emotions. Well, I wasn't looking for no feelings and emotions either. I really wasn't. I had no intention for what occurred to occur. But until there's that harmonious until you become together and you mesh, then that intense passion is consuming. It's consuming. It is so consuming that it creates avenues for you to go deeper within yourself. It triggers you, okay? It really triggers you to start looking deeper. Like I said, I was on my way to a psychiatrist until I found out, and then I stumbled across, because in the relationship where we'll talk about, because all these things can happen at one time, but there was a ghosting, there was an upset, there was a crisis in the relationship, and my masculine was gone, and just like that, just gone. I had no clue what the hell, nothing had happened. What's wrong? As a matter of fact, it was fucking phenomenal. What happened to him? Where'd he go? And he was gone. And I was devastated. I was, and twin flames, another side is, there's often a time where there are other relationships that I had, he had, that was going on. So, neither one of us anticipated this nor wanted it. I didn't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to ever hurt anybody. And I didn't want to hurt anybody then. But I knew that there was something with this connection that I had never felt with anybody before. And I've been around the merry-go bush plenty of times. So, been married twice. So there was this, that I started to question everything. I started to find out this information once I found out about twin flames, and I was all consumed with it, and I was just, twin flames, eating it. And you can get overwhelmed with it. And there's so many things out there, and there's so many people telling you that I can guarantee get you with your twin flame. And it reminds me of a used car salesman. And, you know, I can't say that I'm a guarantee anything for you, but what I can tell you, that I can show you how to walk your twin flame journey with your head up high, in peace and in happiness, and around people who understand what you're going through. And your twin flame, I'm here to tell you, your twin flame is never going anywhere. They never do. They may for months at a time, but that is your twin flame. They never actually go. So you end up also being able to feel there is a sense of, like, I've known this person before. I don't know if I said this to you, but I did ask my twin. The first 2 times that we were able to sit and be alone together, my entire conversation was, where do I know you from? How come I know you? I am older, so I said, well, maybe I know his mom. So, no, that wasn't it. So it was odd. And I, to this day, I'm still at marvel, because now, of course, hindsight 2020, I know where, how, what. There were times, and I know that I didn't come for him. He came for me, okay? He thinks I don't know, but the first day I saw him, where he approached me, but the first day he didn't approach me, he was just there. And the second day at the same time, because I was getting off work, he was there a second day. And I still didn't realize it until he asked me if I wanted his number, and I had the screw face and was like, for what? I mean, because he's fine, but no. But yeah, he knew. He came and wanted whatever it was. When he looked into these eyes and I looked into him, it was a wrap. And over the years, we learned, and even in earlier, we learned about telepathically communicating with each other. Okay, I honestly, at this time, I can meet him on 5D. I can go and I could call his name, and he will appear. Sometimes he'll be there before I am, especially if I've decided that, I have my reasons that I don't want to go talk to you. I'm not going to talk to you today. And he'll be there, and he'll call out to me. And that's why this is the journey, is you have to find people, soul people, because people will think that you're insane, but these things happen. And I'm not the only one that this happens to. And there are so many hundreds of people that can share a witness to their own journeys. And he has, when we were in separation states apart from each other, I would know what was going on with him, if it was really bad, if he had a hard time over the weekend or something like that. And the same way. I mean, sometimes if we are in the same proximity together, he will communicate with me. And depending on what's going on, what kind of atmosphere or mood is going on, I will pick up on what he has said telepathically. But, there are times like he's asked me for a lighter when I'm getting out of the car, and telepathically asked me for a lighter. Well, guess what? I missed that. But there are other things that I have caught. And just recently, a few months ago, he asked me a question, and I responded. And he was like, okay, yeah, you learning. He's silly. He's learning himself, but let's let him think that. And there's also the way that we communicate through our hearts telepathically. Okay. I always know when he's having a hard time. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If it's extra tough for him, I get a pain in my shoulder right here that tightens and tightens and tightens to the point where it's excruciating, and I have to take some type of ibuprofen or something for it, and that might alleviate it a little bit, but it's there, and it does not leave until he reaches out for me, or I call him, or I'll text him. And the last time when it, this happened in the summertime, it was it hurt so bad. He was in a really bad place too during that time. When he did reach out to me, because I wasn't reaching out to him, when he did reach out to me, I was, that pain alleviated after we talked. And when we talked, because we don't talk for a lot, sometimes when you don't talk to somebody for a long time, and when you do talk, you can't get off the phone for 3 or 4 or 5, 6 hours. And when we talk, we can talk for elongated periods of time. But the pain went away. He felt some relief, because why? I'm his twin flame. I'm his soul. He connects with his soul. He feels peace. He knows I have unconditional love and acceptance for him, and no judgment against him. Do I get mad because I think that he should love himself unconditionally like I do? Yeah, he's not. And that makes me a little bit perturbed. But that's why I've set up boundaries and let him. He'll learn or he won't. But am I happy? You see this smile? Yeah. You see that glow? I think I got a little glow going, honey. Yes, there's a little glow there. So, and then likewise, he's been there for me when things have happened for me. One time, one of my kids, I remember a time one of my kids had fallen off a roof. And he's a roofer though. And I was a nervous wreck because my child had fallen off a roof. And if, the circumstances had turned another way, he probably wouldn't even be here. So my child has an unusual name. And at the moment I hung up the telephone from speaking to my child, I was profusely upset. And there was a typo that came in from my divine masculine, and the typo actually spelled out my son's nickname, and it was whatever was said, I can't remember, except it was my son's nickname, but it was comforting. It was to comfort me, and he had no clue that typo and what he said was reflecting what had just happened, but his spirit did, and I'm his feminine, and that's why that happened. So we know we feel each other, and sometimes when I send him constantly love and light, I try my best to stay in a high vibration because we do feel each other. I don't want him feeling like when I miss him and I'm sad. I don't want him to feel that. I send him love and light every single day throughout the day. I don't care if I haven't seen or spoken to him for weeks, for months. Every single day I send that out. And I know that he catches that wave because we've been on this journey and have discussed it. So then there comes the time for separation, okay? Separation is common. Separation can happen once or twice or 3 times or 4 times. It all depends on when you learn that lesson to stop cycling out. There's a lesson to learn. I guess you could say I'm in separation now. This is not the first time. The first time, like I said, is when I went into separation. That's when I was about